Gemini. Gonna do a reading for the air sign, Gemini. Okay. Ooh, down to business, huh, Gemini? Let's get into the nitty gritty. That's the second time. I don't remember which reading I just heard nitty gritty in as well, but that's come through once already during these reads at some point. So there may be a need for you to go find that. This is grace coming out immediately. You may be showing grace, or someone may be showing you grace. I don't know why, but this needs to be top of the read. Yeah, that wasn't my doing. I was gonna make that card number 1, but for some reason, Spirit Guide just said this is a yellow. Oh, follow the yellow brick road. There it is. See, the sky is all yellow, and this road down kind of the throat chakra to the heart center, all the way down the spinal column. It's all lit up in yellow, and then the crown chakra in the top has a whole bunch of, sunbeams, sun rays. That's grace. So grace is something, you might need to hear this right now, Gemini, but grace is something that you don't need to ask for. It's something that's given, and it's given of freely. It's not one of those gifts that is given to you and then held over your head. It's not one of those things that's offered and then, something I expect for you to get me the same grace back. That's not what grace is. Not true grace. True grace is when you may even know that something has questionable movements or intentions, like, when you're driving and you're like, the car in front of you is acting funny, so you kind of slow down a little bit, give them a little space to do what they need to do. That is kind of grace. It's a grace. You're giving them a grace space in that instance. There's also a grace period if you're doing homework or something like that, and you didn't do your own homework, so you got to go get someone to help you do it, the tutor or whatever, right? So there's maybe a grace period. Your teacher could say, well, fine, yeah, I'm going to ding you 5 points. It's going to be marked as late, but you can still turn in the assignment, whatever the case may be. All I want to say is that, like, once the teacher says you've got the extra time to finish the assignment, you're not going to go do the assignment and then bring in the paper before, at the exact time that the teacher asked for the paper, and the teacher's going to say, no, you can't have that. That's either not a good teacher, and you were given grace by missing that teacher, or, being taught a lesson by taking that teacher as a teacher, or, that grace is still going to be extended to you. It'll still be there. It will still be extended to you. It's not going to be taken away or snatched off the table behind your back. Yeah, so this is discontentment, which is kind of what I was saying about you're either needing to show somebody grace or someone's needing to show you grace. So I don't know what that's about, Gemini. There is loss at the bottom of the deck. So you could be feeling like you've lost grace, or that you've fallen from grace in some way. You're discontent over some type of a loss. And there's a need for you to know that you don't need to feel that way. You can let it go now, whatever it is. Yeah, suffering. If you've been suffering, Gemini, yeah, here's community. If you or your community has been suffering, it's time for you to let that suffering go, because it's actually deterring everything. This energy will feed off of itself. So positive and negative energy gains momentum. So this grace, right, that we saw descending down into this, like, it was not a decision. Grace is just about as much of a decision as needing to sleep. So you can choose when you do it, but it's going to be shown. Whether through you or to you, I don't know. That's the part I don't know. Significant numbers. I don't know why that would be significant to you. I guess it is in some way. Um, Grace is number 39. Discontentment is number 8. Loss is number 5. Suffering is number 25. Or, excuse me, 23. There could be something about 25 to 23. Could be around that age. Something could have happened to you around that age that really affected you. And community is number 3. Consecutively and as a whole, this does not make any sense. I'm not going to lie to you, Gemini. It's like you need to be shown grace because you're discontent over the loss of suffering. If we're going to take it real literally. I just read the energies off. This is a need to like discontinue losing things by suffering because that's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? It sucks. I've been there before. It's a really hard one to pop yourself out of. Like a loop. Yeah. I felt the need to like narrow my eyes. It is kind of like being completely parched in the middle of a desert, completely parched in the middle of a desert, and this is the mirage. And you just walked all that way to see a mirage without any grace of water being there, without any promise of success. It's your eyes deceived you. Your you could be feeling jealous about the grace that's shown other people. Like, yeah, you could be just being like, why me? Why am I always the one that ends up being completely anchored to this loss? Like, yeah, why can't I clear out the suffering? Right. I'm not going to commit to this community and this oasis until I receive some grace. I want some water. Okay. You're discontent that you just made that journey for nothing. You feel slighted, truthfully. The loss of, it's like having a boat but no water. Like you're sitting in the middle of the desert in a shipwreck. You, you know what I mean? Like this loss seems confounding to you. It may be it's unique. It's a unique type of loss. It could be like a more of like an emotional thing, especially because I'm seeing this evil eye popping up on top of the grace, which is a very interesting place for that to exist. Um, the suffering is something that you could cleanse away, or that maybe you want to cleanse away. And this is the cycle of your discontentment, truthfully causing your losses to be anchored. And in that way, your suffering is unable to be cleansed. Because if you're truthfully grounded in cleansing, if you're really actually wanting to, this could also be earth sign energy. So like if you have if you're truthfully wanting to really drive the point home, that you're not walking anymore. There will be no walking without water. Okay. That's the commitment to a specific direction or a specific person, place, or thing that kind of will lead you here to the water. Because I feel like what you're seeing right now, I'm seeing, you know how you can look in the reflection of someone's eye and see what they were looking at? This is like somebody was looking at water, for real, looking at water. And this grace was covering your eyes instead. It's almost like one person had on binoculars and the other person had on like a sleeping mask. You know what I mean? Like this, there's a serious disparity between what is happening and what is the way the energies are being distributed, or at least that's maybe the way that you're feeling or seeing things right now, Gemini. This is going to be one card from here, and it's going to be for progress. Okay. You may need to just sit right now. I'm sorry. You may need to just sit right now. You cannot choose which direction to start walking yet. Until you know where the water is in the community. Because these people, there's a whole bunch of people, and they're all just standing there in a circle around this watering hole having a ball. And it seems like you may just be disgusted. Like, what the? Like, where's the bus stop, man? Taxi? You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's that. Yeah, there's a. I feel like you're trying to find some type of transportation. You're trying to get someplace, any place really, just not here. Oh, Gemini, air hugs. Don't make any brash decisions if you're really feeling, you know, down in the dumps. Um, Maybe try to find some humor. I don't know. Just, I'm trying to find something to look at that's positive. But look, so this is kind of like you should look at this as like at least you won't have to go pee for a while. You're stuck in the middle of an oasis without water or shelter or food or whatever. Don't be jealous. Just take a rest or a break or whatever you need to do to fortify yourself, because this is kind of I said I was only gonna draw them one. This is the bottom of the deck, but I'm actually gonna get one more because I want to stop on the up and up, up and up, up and up. What can you tell us about the up and up for Gemini, please? Okay, so you do need to make a decision to start going in a specific direction. These fell on my lap, so I'm not going to take them. Interesting. Yes, I am. This witch in the reverse, I just showed you the bottom of the deck, which is now different, but it was the witch in reverse. Okay. Just know that like it's right when you're about to give up that some type of help or some type of divine intervention or some type of like one last little tiny push. It's like the miner who's been at it for days in the mine, right? Just the coal mine. And you're this far from gold or this far from the biggest discovery of diamonds that you've ever made in your life, and you give up. Okay, that's what you're not going to do, Gemini. So this is you not giving up when you're this far away from striking gold. Okay. And then on top of that, this is other people. Like if this is jealousy or any type of envy or disgust regarding the grace or what seems to be unfair in a situation, give it just give it a moment, okay? Because whatever is happening, that's not gonna. I think you're gonna be surprised. There's something that's probably not going to. I don't know. I'm now seeing people panning out the gold. You know, in the gold mine, you bring the gold stuff out, then you shake it in the river in the water, and all the dirt sifts out, and then you just got straight gold, right? There's something about you having gold on this side, and somebody thought it was here. The person who thought it was here ran to that side to get it. If you understand what I'm saying, in a weird way, there's gonna be a swapping of directions. This is the way you need to walk to get to the water. This has water and this has wine. If you drink wine in the middle of the oasis, you will be dehydrated and die. If it's the only thing that you have to drink, I don't know what to tell you. Um, you know what I'm saying? That this witch, she really wants the wine, and this man, he really wants water. I know it looks like he's in a forest, but that's the mirage. Okay? So hang in there. Try to see both sides of the situation. One is going to look really bad, but nothing. Something is on. Help is on its way. This is the provisions. This is the resources. This is the help caravan. Okay, on its way. There was some type of crossing of wires that required. Oh yeah, yeah. You know, back in the olden days, you had to like send a wire via horse and courier, I suppose. I don't know what you call them. Yeah. It's almost like you sent the courier the wrong direction. So the courier got there and is like, there's nobody here to get this letter to grace the community. They got your location wrong or something. So your letter will get to you, or your water, the water bottles that you ordered from DoorDash will be delivered to the Oasis, but it might take them an additional couple of, you know, hairs past a freckle. Hairs past a freckle.